They're going at it. Fuck you. No, fuck you. Fuck your kids. No, fuck your kid.
Fuck me. Fuck you.
Let me tell you how it's about to go. Let me show you the towel you're about to throw. This is hip-hop, try to run it on house war, knock your ass straight out the door. I'm the enemy's epitome, the fantasy, my tendency to mentally give your career the death penalty. I instantly advise you to match my intensity, try to fit my brain like Jackie Kennedy. I'm so tired of the why not, tired of putting MCs in a pine box. You motherfuckers couldn't even hit me in my...
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Big Bald Chosen Hogan back at you live. Welcome back to Lost Legend TV. I'm Ray.
I'm Chucky.
And together we are Reddit MC. We're here to review episode 4 of Chucky.
We already had it spoiled that, for one, nothing happened to Lexy. 2, that she was working with Jake. Now, we didn't know the exact situation as to why or whatever. I mean,
it was a plausible yes, though.
It was a plausible yes. It basically starts off them going to the hospital. Jake's walking to the hospital. I don't know how he got it, but thinking about it now, he probably got like a text from Logan or Bree. Junior's in the hospital, fire happened, because he wasn't at the party.
Right.
No one could put him at the party because he never went. Like, literally nothing happened to Lexi. And we were talking about that. It makes no sense that there was not even a single bit of damage to her.
Because she was in the bedroom where the fire started. Mm-hmm. She was surrounded by flames. Whereas the members of the party was downstairs on another floor and they was hospitalized.
Yeah. At the very least, she should have got at least what Devin got, because Devin said he was going to have like a smoker's voice now because like, he got smoke in his lungs. At least that. And Caroline's in a fucking coma. In a fucking bed in a coma. Like, damn. Like, I mean, she was asleep, I guess.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see her being in a coma. Lexi confronts Jake from the jump, asking him about what happened and everything. She was like, I know it was Chucky that attacked me.
Yeah.
I saw it. And I figured they were going to do the whole hallucination thing. You know, because she was smoking. She was smoking weed before.
But they never came up with a conversation.
Not at all. Not even with her parents.
No. But they didn't. They went a different angle. They went the traditional, hey, I know what Chucky did. I know what your doll did. I'm going to go tell everybody. And then Jake, thinking rationally, he's like, Lexi, who the hell's going to believe you about to kill a doll? No one. And she was even going to try to tell her parents at one point. And her parents immediately were on her shit. And we'll get to that when it happens. But basically, Jake comes straight out and tells her, like, you know, I sent Chucky there because I wanted him to kill you. And then she comes and plays the victim. And granted, if the other shit hadn't happened, I'd have been like, yeah, you are a victim. Yeah. But you can only push someone so far before they result to crazy shit, like trying to murder you with a fucking possessed doll. She goes, talks to her parents, try to tell them about everything. They're cutting her off. They ask why would she even care about her sister at this point. And granted, she's been a little shitty to her sister. But it's still her sister in the fucking hospital. She showed a little sympathy towards her the last episode, though.
Yeah, she was at least trying. I mean, she stopped trying whenever, like, people showed up. But, like, you can see there's a little bit of care for her. Yeah. The parents were like, no, fuck that shit. You don't care about her, whatever. And so she decides she's going to go talk to Jake again. That even though she doesn't want to, he's the only person who believes her. So let's try to figure this shit out. While this is going, the parents are having a conversation in, like, this little waiting room area.
Lexi's parents.
The mayor.
Remember, they walked out to the lobby. It was the mayor and the husband. Logan's at the machine. Bree comes up. He's trying to get something out of the machine. He gets aggravated. Kind of causes a scene. Bree, trying to be nice, trying to be polite, trying to break the ice, is like, hey, you know, how's Caroline? Mm-hmm. How's Caroline doing? You know, how's everything going? Jin? How's your kids? Blah, blah, blah. Logan apparently isn't having that shit.
Well, he blows up.
He blows the fuck up. And one thing that I caught on to, you might not remember, they're going at it. Fuck you. No, fuck you. Fuck your kids. No, fuck your kid.
Fuck me. Fuck you.
They downgrade Jake, downgrading Lexi. Yeah. Then the mayor all of a sudden, like, because the detective standing beside him, it's your fucking kid that's weird. He's got the podcast. Just out of nowhere. And like, remember, Lexi did that in the first episode at school. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. The same exact thing. Yeah. I thought that was good writing because it mirrors mother and daughter.
That's true. It made, like, no, like, it was, you're reaching.
Why bring Devin in?
You're literally reaching because he has a podcast. Granted, it's a crime podcast, but his mom is a cop. So it stands to reason he might be a little bit into crime.
That's like, but if something happened and you're just standing there watching somebody arguing and somebody just like, but this motherfucker, you're like, what?
We didn't really talk about this, but like you see that all the kids are in there. Like, so Devin's in there, Caroline's in a coma, Junior is fucking in a bed. He's fine for the most part. There's something wrong with his lungs. I don't remember the specifics. And they had the parents go talk to the kids. I mean, of course, the mayor and then can't really talk to Caroline because it was Dylan. Dude got killed in the last episode.
Oliver.
I don't know why I keep calling Dylan. Oliver's parents now reacting to his death. Logan goes talks to Junior, and he's upset. Junior's not upset. Logan's upset because his son won't be able to run. Yeah. And we had a conversation about this because I don't dislike Logan's character. He's so back and forth. To Jake, he's the most caring person he could possibly be to Jake.
But to his own kid.
He's so nice to Jake. But to his own kid, he's trying to force Junior to be he's got to be a fucking athlete. He's got to do it. He's got to do all this running shit. Oh, he wore my medals as a Halloween costume. Oh my God, it's so mad. Like, he's trying to force it down his throat. And when his kid can't run no more,
he ain't happy.
He ain't happy. He's like, you like running, right? Tell me you like running. Like, that's aggressive as shit, bro. Let the man breathe for real. Like,
you're not really giving him a decision there.
No.
If you're approaching your child like that. I mean, he might like it, but not for as serious as he really does it.
No, he's
to that extent.
Want to do something else.
But that's just Logan, and it happens every day. Parents are stars. They can't do it no more. They're a little bit older. They got to still have some kind of glory, so they repress that onto their child to still have some kind of heyday they can celebrate. It happens all the time.
Devin's mom walks in, asks him how he's doing, asks him about the party, and starts asking questions about Jake. Was Jake at the party? No, Jake wasn't at the party. What about his doll? Why are you asking about his doll? These are questions that obviously would sound weird if you didn't know that the doll was possessed, which causes Devin, later in the episode, granted, to start doing research on Chucky. While all of this is going on, you're also getting flashback scenes to Charles Lee Ray as a teenager. What happened to him after he left his parents' house after he murdered his mom.
Charles is older now.
It's like the 80s, I believe.
Yeah, so he's...
No, it had to be like the 70s because he dies in 88.
He's 16, 17, 18 at this point, I think.
Yeah.
They don't specify, but he has to be this age.
Yeah.
Anyway, apparently he's in this boy's home, and he's really good with the kids. He's in charge of the kids. He reads to them. He does activities to them. And they got this theme of Captain Hook and Peter Pan right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the specific theme of this. Not the whole episode, but this segment. He's reading Peter Pan to him. Eddie, the teacher walks in, and Eddie says a curse word.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, Eddie, where did you hear that from? He doesn't say anything and looks at Charles. Charles looks at him, looks at the teacher. Teacher looks back, and he's like, well, we're not going to have that no more. No. Then it cuts to Charles walking down this hall, and you have this janitor there, and he's just an asshole. Mm-hmm. And he's just there, you can tell, just for the kill. Yeah. He's going to get killed. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens. But this janitor's a dick. Charles walked on the floor. His shoes are dirty. He takes the mop, soaks Charles's fucking shoes. Charles ain't having it.
It's a boys' home. That's the only shoes he has.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dick move. The boys' home is probably the nicest boys' home I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was like a 2-story house. It looked kind of like a older version.
Old-fashioned castle. Almost.
Yeah. Like, for this to be a boys' home, boy, like, you set. Like, that was, and also, there was, 2 other kids who happened to be with Charles and Eddie whenever, he's reading them stories and shit.
So they go outside. They plan this, I guess, this role-play game.
Like an adventure type thing.
I guess he's acting like Peter Pan. He's like, we're going to go get Hook. So they follow them down. You can tell they'll walk some semi-long way because the kids are like, Charles, I'm tired. I don't want to do this no more. He's like, wait, we're almost there. So they reach this, big bushing area where they see the dead janitor. They all run off scared. The only person who stays is Eddie. And then Charles repeats the line from the other killer from the last episode. He says, you got guts, kid. And then it cuts back to the hospital.
They also had this thing where, they were, he was poking, he cut deep into this janitor's neck, and there was, maggots there. So he'd been there for at least a day or two. Because, we got the whole Lexy and Jake thing. They go to Lexy's house because they're going to look for Chucky. Now, the whole time this is happening, you're getting scenes like where you think it might be Chucky running through the fucking hospital. Even Junior gets like some medicine. He gets woozy and everything. He thinks he sees Chucky.
Yeah.
And always several times. So Lexy and Jake show up to the house. There's one cop there who's, I guess, patrolling the house. It's literally one guy walking around. The moment he bends the corner, they run up. Had they just run up with no flashlights, I'd have been like, maybe that's plausible. They're literally waving flashlights. There's some way he had to have seen it, like a reflection through the mirror or whatever.
They're not tiptoeing either.
They're not. They're fucking sprinting. They get in the house and they start acting quiet. It's dark as shit. You can't see much of anything besides them. Half talking about the whole Jake sending Chucky to kill Lexy thing. They're talking about, well, like, Lexy, the last time I saw Chucky was in my room. So Jake's like, all right, cool. And then they sit there for a second, and Lexy's like, what are you waiting for? He's like, I don't know what your fucking room is. It made me laugh. Like, this episode made me laugh more than, like, all the other episodes. So she tells him, I'll show you where it is. Just go. So they're walking up the stairs. They get to the top of the stairs, and then, like, this whole time during them walking up the stairs, they're having a conversation about, why did you send Chucky to kill me? And Jake's kind of tiptoeing around the whole thing. Not for real, but like he's not being direct about it. What could I have done to make you so upset? And he's like, you dressed up as my dad, my dead dad in front of everybody. She's like, well, if that made you upset, you should have told me. Like, what?
Like you didn't do it on purpose.
So he goes full at her. He's like, I didn't want anyone else. I wanted you to die. All right, because you're an awful fucking person. Like, he's on her ass and he's pushing her back against her. Not pushing her, but he's walking towards her. She's walking towards the railing at the top of the stairs now. And it breaks. She falls and he catches her. At this moment, Chucky shows up.
A fucked up Chucky. It was a cool shot when you see it. Because first it's just a silhouette of Chucky turning his head. Then he walks up and half his fucking face is melted off. Eyeballs hanging down and grotesque.
Yeah.
And then Chucky starts telling Jake, hey, perfect opportunity, man. And he says that, don't be the pussy she wants you to be. And then his goes on, and Jake just, he has a momentarily brief thinking moment, like, you know, should I do it? Overall, he's like, no, Chucky, I'm not like you. I'm not a killer.
Granted, the fall wouldn't have killed her.
On the real, she was 6 feet from the ground.
Because, like, he's holding her, and after all that said, Chucky says, you know, well, fuck it, I'll do it myself. Chucky's not tall. He's like 2 feet. And this man's swinging his knife and almost hitting her in the fucking ankles. So, like, that fall, at best, would have, like, fucked up her leg. But even then, Chucky would have had to have finished it off.
Yeah. This other detective walks in. We discussed, we don't know what happened to the cop that was outside. No. I guess he just left. Detective just walks in. Chucky acts normal. Jake pulls Lexy up to safety. He's like, what the hell are you doing here? Lexy's like, well, I live here. Hey, you can't be here. By the way, I'm looking for this doll.
The mayor and the husband wanted the doll for him.
Yeah. So he came and got Chucky. Takes Lexy and Jake back to the hospital. Mm-hmm. They arrive. So Devin's mom lets him out. Lexy rushes in because, of course, now Chucky's at the hospital with the detective. Shit's going to go south. But she's like, hold on. I got to talk to you, Jake. They go inside the hospital. Then we cut back to that later. It cuts in, and Lexy's looking for Chucky. She apparently beats the cop because the cop stopped at the same vending machine to get something to eat. And, like, this vending machine just does not fucking work. So he reaches in, he looks Chucky in the eyes like, it'll be our little secret. He grabs something, which doesn't really explain too much for me for the next scene of it. But anyway, so Lexy gets to her room. She goes in, she asks the nurse, hey, has anybody been in here? Particularly with the doll. No, anybody been here. So she leaves, and then she runs into Devin. Devin had been doing some research, and he decides to tell her, hey, look, there's something up with this doll. Apparently, there's an urban legend where Charles Lee Ray died and transferred his soul into the doll. She automatically believes him because she already knows Chucky's a fucking killer. And then it cuts to the scene of the detective dropping the doll off at Caroline's room. This scene is insane. Yeah, there's a lot of oddities with this scene. Because for one, before we even get into that, why would you bring a half-burnt doll into a fucking room? Like, for one, it's got smoke damage on it. It's going to radiate off. The doll's almost half gone. Two, there's blood on it. Yeah. And like, maybe if it was like on the clothes, you'd be like, oh, maybe somebody fell and got hurt, or maybe it's
It's Oliver's blood from when he got stabbed and shit. No, like his faces have melted and there's blood inside the fucking wounds.
And you think plastic don't melt like that?
No, but
it don't matter.
Did not matter. I got the doll for you, just like you asked.
This takes the whole cop and donut joke next level.
Yeah, because he walks in, sets the doll down, and he sees that somebody has left some sweets for Caroline for whenever she gets better. There's donuts, some powdered donuts. He eats one, drips the dust of the donut on top of Chucky. Chucky doesn't react because I guess there's people there looking, at least for the moment. He's eating this donut. And then he stops and he looks, there's another box of like some type of cookies or whatever. All right, cool. So he starts eating this shit. Bruh, like, this is for a little girl who's in a coma. What kind of fucking shit is this? Like, bruh,
cookies.
You just got a snack out of the vending machine. And then stops there and looks at her bedside table and there's another box of cookies. He's like, oh shit, gotta go get those. Fucking goes, opens this box, starts eating more cookies. What kind of asshole are you to eat this girl's cookies like this?
And Chucky's a monster.
Yeah, and Chucky's... So Chucky, sick move, and I called it in a way, because I said he's going to use a scalpel. What he does is he grabs the scalpel and he flings it and hits that motherfucker in his spine. Paralyzes the motherfucker.
Yeah, because he fell down on his back and shoved that shit further.
He wasn't paralyzed at first, but when he fell on his back, yeah, he was done.
He's like, oh, I can't move. And Chucky says... Well, I severed your spinal cord.
It's because I severed your fucking spinal cord. I don't know how you said it. It was fucking hilarious.
Chucky's dialogue in the show is just top notch, man. Mm-hmm. It's just like Brad Dourif's just having fun at this point.
What was the thing he said about the face? I don't know what it is, but ever since I've seen your face, I fucking hate it. I just fucking hate your face. Then he sees. Then he sees reflections like maybe I'm projecting.
Yeah.
And then he finds this little box of like needles. I don't think they were used needles. They had to have been used for something. It was supposed to be like he was injecting them with something.
Yeah. I think there was like the hazardous or a biohazard, like you put used needles in when they're done.
I guess
if it's used, maybe it still had a little bit in it.
That's
the way I took it out.
That's possible. He's basically stabbing the fuck out this guy. Like, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna get another one. Does it again. Oh, it's time to get some more. And he double fists and he just starts stabbing the fuck out this guy. Blood's dripping out of him, running on the floor. Baffles me that nobody sees this blood extend past the fucking bed. The whole time this is happening, Jake's being interviewed by the detective.
And when he's being interviewed, it's safe to say he's being very directly interrogated.
Yeah.
Because, like, she's past the point of, hey, let's softly talk about this. She's like, nah, fuck that. All these murders, I'll leave back to you. I want to know about you. Where was you at? I want to know about the doll. Did your father hit you?
Did Oliver bully you? That kind of shit. And, like, she's, like, pressing this dude.
Insinuating that he's involved in all these murders.
And he tells her, all right, like, I was not at that party. Mm-hmm. She's like, well, what about your doll?
And then he says, I gave it to Caroline. They have this breaking point where, Jake is about to spill the beans. Like, just about. Because he's, like, staring like, it's... Right when he's about to say it, you see Chucky. And, God, I love the scene, but I hated the scene at the same time. Yeah. Poor Caroline. He pulls the fucking ventilator plug off Caroline.
He pulls the life support thing, yeah.
They call code over the hospital. They all rush into Caroline's room. You see Lexy, you see the parents, they're all worried.
This nurse sees the cord unplugged, plugs it back up. No one sees the body.
Not at first, which it's not really logical. No. But we can look past it. It's no big deal at this point.
Yeah.
But finally, the nurse walks over there, sees the corpse, screams, detective comes over there. Then everybody realizes, hey, there's another fucking dead body. Mm. Then you see fucking Chucky look at Lexy and Jake.
And Devin, who had all just shown up right at this moment. They were all, and they look at Chucky. And
Chucky has a message.
Best part of this episode to me is Chucky, while everyone's freaking out, like he's staring and he just looks up at him, flips him off, and then end of the episode.
That's it.
And they didn't even do like a next time, which was great because they didn't spoil anything for us. So we go into the next episode. We're fresh. We don't got no problems. All in all, it was a really good episode. There were some parts where it was like,
yeah.
Overall, it was a nice episode. I liked how they put stuff together. We both talked about we could have done without the flashback to him being Charles Lee Ray being a teenager. Didn't really benefit the story as much for us. Besides telling us that the little kid was Eddie Caputo, who was the getaway driver for him.
The first one.
In the first one. That's about it. That's all they do.
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing, was just to tie that in. My initial thoughts is the same. I really like the episode. I really like the comedy in it. And I know I say that a lot in every review we do, how I don't like comedy
in horror films
or TV series, but it works for this one.
Yeah.
Like, it works. I find myself with this particular episode, it's not a bad show.
No.
If I had to rate it 1 out of 5 stars, I give it a 4, maybe 4.5. There's certain parts that are starting to feel bland to me. Mm-hmm. The show's starting to become a template. You know, you have a kill at the end. You have some Chucky backstory. It's not a bad thing. It's getting kind of repetitive. But I thought it was going to be this episode, but pretty soon it's gonna turn, like fucking turn. Because we know we got Kyle coming back. We got Tiffany. We got Andy. We just got to see how it all ties in.
They did show, what's her name from Naya?
Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about that. Nina,
yeah.
And they showed a picture from the fucking movie.
Yeah, it was very weird. I will say real quick, my cousin says he has an idea that he thinks that the woman in this hospital that had this little ball and this little toy, he believes that's Tiffany somehow. I don't know how, but that's a plot that he was throwing at me. So let us know if you think that's the same thing. Overall, I'm super excited for the next episode. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on Tiffany and them, but I'll wait the rest of the season if I have to.
The show's great. Like, it's still good. I'm still hanging on and waiting for the next episode.
Exactly.
You're doing your job.
So let us know what y'all thought about it. Until the next episode, y'all, deuces.
Adios.
What a slam. The thing is back to you. Grouch is my crew. Just might roll on you like